How you doing, YouTube? Silver Joker here. Picked up some things from my local corn store yesterday, and I got a couple of packages in the mail that I want to share with you guys. So if you got a few minutes to spare, stick around and we'll get right to it. Local corn store pickups. Go ahead and get that out here and start talking about it. Not all of this is vintage. Some of it's just some bullion that I'm going to be adding to the stack, but some of it's vintage, and we'll talk about that. So we'll start with this one right here. Now this right here, if you guys are familiar with this one, now I have the entire series of these. Let's see if I can get this camera. There we go. These are those Bucks and Bulls North American Legends Bucks and Bulls series put out by the North American Hunting Club. Now they put out another series called the North American Grand Slam, and those are just images of the North American game animals. These are all the deer and like antelope and elk, stuff like that. But this is some beautiful silver. I mean, for generic silver, these right here just are some of the most beautiful rounds I've ever seen. So I picked this one up. He had it in his generic bin for for generic prices. I've seen these go for pretty tight. I mean, pretty tall sums of money on eBay. Because they're just beautiful rounds. But anyway, so I picked up another one of them. This will just be an extra round with the ones I just got. Let's see. And so I grabbed this. Now I got this because I just wanted to give you guys an example. It's silver. This one's kind of in rough shape. It's 1984. This is Silvertown. Silvertown made a vanity, kind of a themed bar, 1984. Merry Christmas. So it's not quite vintage. It's pretty old though. 1984, and it's Silvertown, and as we all know, Silvertown is pretty collectible. So I picked that up just to give you guys an example of some of the pressed bars that they made back there, pressed or art bars that they made back in the 70s and 80s, and this is 1984. So I picked that one up. And this is another Washington Mint 1 ounce silver bar. This one's it doesn't have a date on it, but these were minted. This particular style right here was minted right in the late 70s, early 80s. So I would say this one probably, if I had to guess, which is what I'm going to do right now because I haven't looked it up, I'd say this is probably 77 to maybe 79. This is the Christmas one, vanity, because it has this in the back. And a lot of times when those early or vintage silver bars, they had the clear back, and that was so they could be engraved. So you could put whatever you wanted on them, and a lot of times the mints wouldn't actually put their names on them. They just leave them blank with just a little image on the front or something like that. But the Washington Mint, they put their name on that one. This one, I don't know what this one is. That H could be Highland Mint. I really don't know. Could be way off. But anyway, there's no date on it. There's no mint mark. It's 1 troy ounce, 0.999 fine silver. That back's open, so I would say this one's probably 80s. I would say 80s, maybe early 80s. But there's a lot of detail. I hope my camera's picking it up, but there's a lot of detail in that 4-leaf clover there. Real nice proof-like finish on this thing. Very nice. So I picked that one up at a pretty decent price. So we'll add that one to the vintage stack until I hear otherwise. Until I find otherwise. Here's another one of those 1973. Now this is squarely vintage right here. If I can get my camera to cooperate, there we go. He had this one in there, of course, because it's Easter. Tomorrow's Easter Sunday. Real nice detail in that Easter egg there and the bunnies. Not sure who made this one. Doesn't have a mint mark on it. But I would put this one, I don't know, I'd say probably, I don't know, private mint put this out there. I'm not even going to guess at who done it. I think I got some ideas, but we'll leave that lay. Anyway, there's another one of those fancy bars that everybody all the little mints tried to get in on in the early 70s and 80s. This one is not vintage. This is 1991 Operation Desert Storm. As you guys know, if you've been following my channel, man, I love all things military, all things patriotic, all things American. And this is just this was a very decisive victory there, as everybody knows who was alive during that time. We just basically took care of that in no time flat. Won't go into the politics of that though. But anyway, here's that beautiful eagle on the back. Very nice. Look at that eagle. Beautiful, beautiful eagle there. A lot of detail in there. And that's the reason why I bought it. Nothing vintage about that, but it's a real nice round anyway. This one is vintage. This one is, if I can get my camera to focus, 1982. Not sure who put this out there. It says Monex International Limited. Now, I don't know if that's the mint that made this, or maybe that's something that they got on there. I don't know. Didn't look up anything about this particular round here, but it's vintage. Got that beautiful eagle on the back, which I really like. Got that vintage look, nice thick round, very beautiful. I don't know, that I guess that could be North America there, but it's kind of a weird looking North American continent if that's what it is. But anyway, so I got that one. That one's nice. Let's see. Then this one, interesting story about this one. This one is part of a collection or a set. It's called the Eagle's Nest. Very nice. I mean, American eagle nest. This comes in a set. They had the quarter ounce, half ounce, 1 ounce, 2.5 ounce, 5 ounce, 10 ounce, for a total of what's that? 19.25 ounces of silver in the set. It looks good. It's got a real nice vintage look. I don't know if my camera's picking that up. It's 1969, so it's squarely vintage. Very nice. I'm not sure if I'm going to try to collect the whole set, but this bar is nice, so I'll just hold on to that. Then there's this one. Nothing vintage about this one either. See if I can get my camera to focus. It's just really not behaving itself for some reason. Like the shinier the silver gets, the harder it is for this thing to focus. Okay, but this is, I guess this is a tribute to the 1964 USA Hockey League. But this one was made in, made between 1993 and 1994. But it's that beautiful USA, got that matte look, kind of that real nice proof-like on there. Nice, so I picked that up. USA theme, beautiful. Then I got 4 of these. Nothing vintage about these either. This is Silvertown, the eagle perching on a branch. We're familiar with this image. Really nice image from Silvertown. Silvertown mint. Very nice, and I like that. Really like that matte look. I mean, you can see the effect that it has on the light there. Beautiful. I picked up 4 of these. Nothing vintage about them, but they're collectible because they're Silvertown, and just 4 more ounces to the stack. And last but not least, I kept these for last because these, I mean, I don't know if some of you guys will remember, some of you may not know, but these silver ingot bars right here, silver ingots, 1 ounce ingot there, 0.999 silver there. They're real silver, but these were part of a Ponzi scheme perpetrated by a guy named Dampier. And I guess it would be maybe the middle 2000s, maybe 2005. He bilked investors out about close to $5 million and invested in these bars. Now he commissioned the Franklin Mint to make these bars right here. And if you invested in these bars, I think the investment was something like it had to be like $98 to start your investment. He guaranteed you 1,000% return. So he was telling everybody that they were going to make $1 billion off of these bars here, off of these ingot bars here. Now I remember the story. They sentenced that guy to 10 years, and they made him pay back all the money that he stole from investors. So if it was 10 years ago, he's probably out by now. So if I was you, I'd really check into it. If that guy's name is attached to any of these, any silver that you want to invest in, I would say think twice about it. But they're real nice. They got a story. They're real silver. They're 1 ounce, and so they're going into the stack. All right, you guys stick around, and we'll open some packages. All right, so I cut into this one already. You guys don't want to see the packing slip. Let's get it out there and look at it. Oh yeah, there it is. There it is, that beautiful Liberty bell. Very nice. My camera to focus. Very nice, beautiful. That bell there is matted. It's got like a proof-like finish behind it, but that bell is like got that matte look, a matte silver look. Very vintage looking. 1978 is when this one was minted by the Canadian Mint. Odd that the Canadian Mint would make such a American silver bar, but they did. 200 years of liberty, United States of America. Very beautiful. 1776 and 1976. I'm not sure what those rings there are supposed to represent. I'm sure it means something. I'll have to really look into that. But it's 1 ounce of 0.999 or 0.999 fine silver. Very nice eagle. Very beautiful. It's got some issues, so I'm not really have a problem with handling it. As you can see, it's got some issues. Doesn't really make any big of a difference to me. Very nice, very beautiful silver bar. All right, so let's see what else we got. All right, now this one right here I am really excited about. I've been waiting for this for a while. I feel like it took forever to get here, but let's get it out there and take a look at it. Oh man, it feels a lot smaller than okay, so there's the certificate, and you guys know certificates are neither here nor there when it comes to silver. Certificates are nice, but they're not really and he packaged this up pretty good. I don't want to cut into it too much. Then your sharp knife there, so okay, let's get into it. What we got here? Oh, he wrapped it in the oh man, that's pretty bad. He wrapped this bar in the shipping label, and you got to tear it up to get. Okay, well, I don't know if that was supposed to be a joke or not, but anyway, yeah, that's pretty bad. You don't do that in case I want to keep the shipping label, which I do. Anyway, so let's get into this. So this is a Bell and Associates 10-ounce silver bar. Now this is vintage, absolutely vintage, and I think it is pretty rare. So when I bought this, I went and tried to find out information about this bar. Like most silver made prior to 1980, there's not a lot of information about it, but look at that, it's a beautiful bar. Very nice bar there. Yeah, very nice silver bar. Anyway, so it's Bell and Associates. Now Bell and Associates, they were around. They started in 1970 and they ended in 1980, so it had about a 10-year run. And what they did is they made silver for other. First of all, they were silver refiners. They weren't a mint; they were refiners, and they made a lot of silver for other mints around. And they never ever really put their name on any of the silver. So I think this bar right here is pretty rare. Now, if you look at the side, the number on there is 419. So I kind of got a feeling there's only 999 of these were made. I doubt there was even that many made, but it's not more. It's not 1,000, so it's under 1,000, and I would say it's probably up around 500, maybe less, but it's at least 419 of them made. But it's really nice, very very nice silver bar, vintage silver bar. It's going to go in my vintage silver bar collection. Beautiful Bell and Associates silver bar, 10-ounce silver bar, and it came with this certificate here, and it says certificate of essay, Bell and Associates certificate that the ingot numbered 419 contains no less than 10 ounces, 0.99 fine silver, and I guess I don't know who that guy is. It looks like it says Dean Maury for Bell and Associates. Anyway, so there you have it. Let me get all this stuff out and we'll look at it, and then we'll go from there. All right, so there you have it. More silver to the stack. As you guys can see, some of it vintage, not all of it. Really happy with this bar right here. This is a vintage bar, Bell and Associates. I'm really gonna have to dig into this and see all the information I can find, but squarely vintage. It's a probably 1980, late 1970, early 80. Definitely not older than 1980. Very nice. It looks like a poured bar from the looks of it. It looks like a poured bar. Not real sure. Not a lot of information about it. But it's 10 ounces of silver. Bell & Associates. And I'm really happy with this bar. Really happy with this bar. Gonna find out all the information I can about it. Very nice poured bar. Anyway, there you have it. More silver to the stack. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope you're starting the vintage silver stacks of your own. I got a feeling vintage silver is going to take off, and not too far into the future, I don't think. Before that happens, we're still waiting for silver to do some nice things for us, and I believe it is going to. Anyway, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Keep stacking. Peace.